I'll be back. Thank you.
Woo! Thank you guys for coming out. I'm going to start off with a song, actually. I'm going to use this piano over here. Let's see if I can get this thing situated right. Don't feel like you have to clap through this or anything. Just enjoy the awkward silence while I get this ready. All right. Oh, yes. Beautiful. Okay. And we are on our way. Here we go. This song is called Junior Year of College. Thank you. That was great. You guys in a good mood tonight? Yeah. I am. I had a headache earlier today, and not why I'm in a good mood, but I wanted some ibuprofen. And so I grabbed the ibuprofen. I wanted 3 pills, and I shook out 3 pills on the first try. For real talk. That never happens, right? You know? All right, I hurt myself. I need 4 pills. You're 1, 2, 9. All right, shoot. Rework it. Yeah. So I'm happy. Let's see here. It's great to be here in Florida. Sketchiest state in America. It's the only state where you can type in the state, the word man, any date, and see what some lunatic did on this date. You type in, I did my birthday, I typed in Florida man, December 14th. It said, Florida man bites child out of frustration. A couple things about that. First of all, what in the world, Florida? Second of all, I can't think of another reason why you would bite a child. I mean, like, I don't know, chastisement, maybe? Hunger, I don't know. But I really like that movie that came out a while ago, The Greatest Showman. You guys seen that movie, The Greatest Showman? There's a person in there, it's a woman, and she has a full beard, you know, and the character in there, Hugh Jackman's character, goes and he finds her, and, you know, everybody else picks on her, and he just, like, says that she's beautiful and brings her into the spotlight and, like, empowers her, and I was like, oh, that made me cry, like, it was so beautiful. I was at CSL Plasma a few weeks ago, and I saw a woman with a beard, but like honestly, like after seeing that and now seeing that, I can honestly say like it was gross. It was so shaved. I couldn't do it. Whatever he had, I don't have it. It was gross. Anyway, but I got a birthday coming up in about 8 days. Love this thing. Got a birthday coming up in 8 days. Woo! I don't have a joke for that. I like presents. So if you want to, no. I'm turning 21, and yeah, the age that a Christian can do nothing. We just age, you know. But I used mouthwash earlier for like the first time in a while. It still hurts. Like, you know, the commercials for mouthwash, like, they totally lie to you, you know? Like, the person on the cup, they'll, like, get the shot of mouthwash, they'll throw it back, they're like, that was great, you know? And, like, in real life, right, it's like, you throw it back, and you're like, and turn on the water. That was great. Just commercials, man. No, one of the scariest commercials on right now is that mess about Roundup, you know? It's like, have you or anyone you know or love ever touched Roundup or used Roundup or ever seen Roundup on something like this or television? Well, if you call this number, we can get you some money. It makes me, I'm like, have I touched Roundup in the last few days? I don't remember. I don't log that stuff in the bank, you know? I don't know. Oh, goodness. Other commercials, they got that Flex Seal. I don't think I live an intense enough life to have to use Flex Seal. Like, my life is not that dramatic, you know? Like, who just has, like, a massive barrel of water in their backyard? And, like, if so, what could cause, like, a huge gaping hole in that? Where you just, like, babe, grab the Flex Seal! Just, fix that problem. I don't have that problem. It's not me. Oh, goodness. I'm wearing a new shirt tonight, representing. Yeah. Instagram told me I should get a new shirt. Not directly. They got that Instagram memories thing, where it's like, check out your post from 5 years ago today. I'm like, 5 years ago today? No way. I'll click on it, and I see what shirt I'm wearing, and then I look down, and it's the same shirt, and I'm like, I know I've gotten bigger, so time to get a new shirt, I guess. No, I'm just out of shape. That's the problem. I knew I was out of shape when I got outran by a cow about a year ago. Don't worry, I'll tell you the story. I live in the sticks. I live in the country. Yee! And and one of my neighbors has a cow, and it got out, and within 10 minutes, the whole neighborhood is after this cow. There's like guys on horseback and golf carts, and like my dad he's got a lasso and he's on the golf cart, and he's like, "Get me closer, Dale!" He's like on the path ready to catch this thing. And at one point, we chased this thing for miles around the neighborhood. Every redneck wants to catch it. He wants to be the cow catcher. And so at one point, we corner this thing, and he sees like an opening, and it's near me, and he just takes off running. And so I start running after it. Like, what am I gonna do if I catch a cow? Just stay down, So I'm just running beside this cow, and it's just me and the cow. And I'm keeping up with him though. And I'm just like, for a second, I was just like, I am one with nature. And then it outran me. It started running so much faster than I can run. It was very embarrassing. No, I do fat things. Like I was in New York City. I go there. That's cool. Comic. No, I was in New York City with my senior class on our trip, and we were at this diner, and we were sitting outside eating. And I always do give each other quotes, like movie quotes to my classmates, mostly Disney. Again, really cool guy up here. But somebody said something that reminded me of a Disney quote from from Hercules, the animated movie. And so I look over at my friend Ethan, who's actually here tonight. Thanks for coming. And I'm like, Ethan, I say the quote to him, and he's like, I don't remember. And so I look at my friend Jenna, and I go, Jenna, and I give her the quote, and I'm leaning back in my chair so I can see Jenna. And I go, hey, Jenna, what's the quote? And she goes, oh, Hercules. And I go, Hercules. And when I said, Hercules, my chair snapped. Like, it didn't break or crack. Like, the chair's like this, right? It did this, right? I'm just lying on the ground, still in a seating position. But it's fine. They gave me a free cheesecake to add to the problem. For the rest of the time, my whole classmates were just bouncing on their chairs, trying to break them, and they couldn't, and that hurt my feelings. I love food, though. I love Olive Garden, just cheese and pasta and cheese. Just I love it so much. I got the cheese guy there, He's always like, hey, you tell me when to stop. And he starts cranking the cheese. I love that, I was there the other day, though, and the guy was like, would you like some cheese on your salad? And I was like, yes. And so he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he backs away. I was a little bit, I was confused, He's like, would you like some cheese on your soup? I was like, absolutely. He gives it about 5 cranks, and he steps back. And I felt this, rage, building up, in my chest, just like this wooden, it was like, you're done when I tell you you're done, cheese man. Okay? I like to get them going, get up, use the restroom, stretch my legs a little bit. I don't want to see food when I come back. I just want to see cheese. No, I love Olive Garden. People always act like pasta and everything's like a really romantic dish. Like, oh yeah, Italian restaurant. It's not. You ever eat noodles? Like spaghetti and this? Because it's fun. Every now and then you'll get a little 5-inch noodle, and you can just slurp it in your mouth. But sometimes you start to slurp the noodle, and it's 8 times bigger than you thought it was. So it's just flying all over the place, and you finally get it in there. People, they got stuff on their clothes and everything. I was eating with my girlfriend, and I was sitting beside her, and I hear, oh. And I look over, and she's got a noodle wrapped around her neck. I didn't know it was. And I was like, that's attractive. This is a romantic date. I'm loving this. This is great. This is fantastic. I hurt my throat yelling about the cow. No, but I like to get on the carts like at Walmart and stuff like that, and like ride the, like get up on it and ride it. Now if I want to do that, I gotta put like 6 cases of water in the front section, or else it's gonna flip on me, Of course, I don't like doing it in Walmart carts because they're trash carts, Like you get a cart, you get out of that little sketchy red box vending machine area, and you get on on the tile floors. You get out in the main area, you notice that 3 of your wheels are going straight, and you got one back right wheel that's just the whole time you're going through the store. And you don't turn around and go right back in and get a new cart. You just ride it out the whole time, right? That's why I like Target. They got those big red bulky like Nissan Altima carts. They got like turn signals and cup holders on them. Like, it's the best, You get the Walmart carts, like, you ever get the ones that fight you? Like, it's trying to go right so hard. And so you gotta hold it with one and just push. And this is how you gotta go through the store. Because if you let go at any time, it's just gonna slam into the cart, slam into the aisle next to you. Cart humor. I'm edgy. Whenever you throw up, and it's like, it's like a really like a violent, just a dramatic, It happened to me one time. It was the first weekend away with my girlfriend's family. First time meeting them, and we went to this like little amusement park, and we come back, and I don't do well at amusement parks, as you can imagine. I'm very big, and so I get out of the car. We're at the condo place that our family's staying at, and I run over to the bushes, and I just scream at the ground. I just have my hands on my knees, and I'm just. So I get everything out of me. I look up, and there's this 6-year-old girl, like 4 feet from me. She's just. There's nothing else in him. I was like, I'm sorry, I ran away. I'm from North Carolina. I grew up in a Baptist church in North Carolina. No, it was really, really good, for material, And God knew that I wanted to be a comic. Put him in a Baptist church. That's how he talks. No, I go to, of course, now I go to a Baptist church at college, campus church. You think they could have been a little bit more original with the title? Just like pastoral staff 120 years ago. What are we going to call the campus? The church on the campus. How about campus church? That's great. What about the field that the Eagles play on? Oh man, you're great. Eagle Field. Brilliant. A few things I don't like about the Baptist church. Women's trios. Rarely good. Can we agree? Hearing messages about taking care of your body because it's a temple, and honoring God's temple from preachers that weigh like 400 pounds, You shouldn't smoke a McDonald's, Bojangles. Oh my goodness. I hate it too. They always trick you out on the invitation, Like you think you're about to be dismissed. You got your Bible, you got all your mess, you're ready to go. He's praying, he's about to be dismissed. And God, we just pray that you will use what we learned in today's message, Lord, and give us a good week. In your name I pray. Our heads are bowed as God speaks to our hearts. Like, you didn't preach good enough for an invitation. Come on, you preached? Not you, God. Not your preacher. Not your preacher. Not mine either. Just some preachers. They say words weird too. They call it mixed bathing. Has anyone ever heard that term? That's what they call mixed swimming, like guys and girls swimming together. They'll say, we don't really believe in mixed bathing, or we want to avoid mixed bathing here at the church. Like, yeah, I don't believe in mixed bathing either, you weirdos. You old weirdos. That's what they call it. Mixed bathing, yeah. Goodness gracious. You guys having fun? Thanks for showing up, Ethan. Ethan sent me a text earlier. He was like, I got 4 things due at midnight. I wasn't gonna come, but I'm gonna come anyway. I was like, okay. Thanks. Thanks for showing up. What if I just made the show last until 10:30? Oh goodness. I'm from North Carolina though. I don't like driving, just on like the big highways and everything. It's scary. What are the point? Somebody tell me, what's the point of those spikes on the wheels of the 18-wheelers? because they're scary. You know what I'm talking about? You pass an 18-wheeler and it's got like 1.5 foot long just spikes coming out of the wheels. Like, it's a Coca-Cola truck, not like the Little Rascals go-karts. Like, this thing is tricked out. I'm like, okay, switching lanes, all right. I don't understand that. You know how scientists say that they don't understand, like, the appendix? Like, they have can't find a use for it. We don't know why it's in your body. You know, you can have it removed. It won't affect you at all. I feel the same way about my pinky toe. Because, well, first of all, you can't see it. Okay, it's like tucked underneath my ring toe half the time, and like I never have to take, the nail doesn't grow. It's just in the middle of my toe, it points straight up, nothing happens. The only time it comes out is to slam into the side of one of my pieces of furniture, and I could do without it. I really could. Oh man, times are different now. It's almost 2020. Good night. Times are the kids are brats now, all of them. If you were born after the year 2000, 90% of you are brats, really. Except for you guys there at the time. We got a couple of youngsters in the house. But no, like they're the worst. No, the kids, they got like all this awesome technology, like hoverboards. You see them, they're like, check me out, man, I'm on my hoverboard. It's rolling around like, what was our hoverboard? Heelys. You guys remember Heelys? For those of you who don't know, for the two of you who don't know. No, Heelys were these like 5-inch heels, like skater shoes that had like a wheel that you could pop in there. And you could just, all right guys, check me out, here we go. I don't feel like walking. There it goes. Just ride on the heel, because that's possible. And everybody got hurt and they pulled them out of schools. You guys remember that? Heelys, man. All the bad boys had Heelys, you know? Kids. No, but no one trusts anyone anymore. When's the last time that you held a door for someone and they didn't glide their hand across it the whole time they were walking through it? Just thank you so much, thanks. Like if I were to let go of the door at any time, it wouldn't move because they just thank you so much. Just slamming their faces again. Oh, man. People say all the news is bad now. Everything on the news is so bad. Do you watch the news? It is all bad. It's not all bad. Not comparatively. Like, it's always been kind of bad. We're just the only generation to have news 24/7, you know? Growing up, there was news in the morning, and there was news in nighttime, and that was it. Now you can go news anytime. Like, imagine if there was, like, 24-hour news in the Old West, right? It'd be like, 16 men were killed at a shooting in the saloon today. We got a public hanging for the shooter later this day, but on the positive note, the slavery business continues to boom in these parts. Like, that's bad news. Right? Or Bible Times. What if they had news in Bible Times? 24-hour news. Looks like 4,000 lives were lost yesterday in Egypt as the plagues continue to sweep the country. And further news, 160,000 Assyrians were slain last night by an angel of the Lord. Called my wife an angel last week. Guess I better rethink that compliment. You don't even read your Bibles, do you? That's a real story. Scary. No, we definitely are getting dumber, though, as a people group, you know. Just like how many times you ask somebody what their name is, they tell you. You tell them your name. Immediately no idea what their name is. You forgot to listen, right? It happens to me every day. But at some point you just get too close to ask, you know? Some of my best friends at college, no idea what their names are. Some of you people in here, no idea what your name is. Please don't come up to me after this show. Please don't ruin our friendship by discovering how badly I am at friendships. Okay, this mic is so difficult. There we go. No, but like, how many times do you like check your phone, right? You check the phone for the time, put it back in. No idea what time it is. I do that all the time. Like, all right, let's see. The small hand is the minutes. The big hand. It still takes me like 30 seconds to figure out. It's not even the same time as when I looked at my watch than it is when I figure out what the time is. It's ridiculous. Oh my goodness. I definitely don't. All right, I'm gonna keep going with this mic until I get it at a good height. There we go. There it is. I definitely don't miss being a kid. Not really. I got beat up a lot growing up. I always got beat up by this kid. I always got beat up by this kid named my parents. Do you guys? Oh my goodness. Did he go to your school too? That was rough. Yeah. Oh goodness. No, I got spanked growing up. Anybody else get spanked growing up? You guys get spanked growing up? Yeah, most of us, right? You don't encounter too many people our age that didn't get spanked growing up, you know, because Because they're in prison. That's where they are. They're in jail. Yeah. You guys know whenever you were a kid and your parents would your mom would look at your dad, like, someone was BAD at SCHOOL today, and you're like, I have no idea what she just told him, but it sounds like she's snitching. This is not good. I think my parents could do that today with cursive writing, because I don't know about you guys. I got to the 4th grade and they were like, hey guys, remember that cursive writing you've been learning? Just forget about it. You're never going to use it in your life. And have you seen your parents' cursive writing? It's just loops and swoops and swirls and twirls. I was a dumb kid. My brother will remember this story. I was helping my dad and grandpa renovate our bathroom. It was my job to take the wood, throw it out of the back door. That was my only job. Take the wood, bring it out of the back door, throw it out of the back door. And so I take some wood, go out of the back door, throw it, and I step right on a nail that was sticking up. I know. It was sticking up out of a piece of wood. And you say, Tulsa, it's not that funny. Well, it's because that's not what actually happened, but that is what I told my dad and grandpa for years. Here's what actually happened. I take the wood, I throw it out of the back door. I see the nail sticking up out of the wood. Intrigued. And so it's sticking up out of the wood. I'm like, you know what? That is a safety hazard right there. Someone is going to step on that if they're not careful. I better do something about it. So rather than taking the wood and yeeting it so no one can step on it, flipping it over, popping the nail out with a crowbar or something, I decided, you know what? I better just bend it back. You know, you can bend. This is a true story. You know, you can bend a nail back against the wood, And so I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to get my foot and I'm just gonna start pushing against the nail. And so I'm pushing, I'm just standing there, I'm a good person. I'm just pushing against this nail, and all of a sudden it just goes right through my foot. And I know. And I fall back like Marv in Home Alone, onto the steps. And I get the nail out, my dad and grandpa run out, I have to go to the hospital. I'm in the doctor's office, the nail's out of my foot, I have a hole in my foot, and he starts calling in other doctors from the room. And I'm like, what's going on here? What is it, second opinion or something? And he's like, you go ahead and, sir, right there, you grab his shoulders and you lay over his torso for me. If you could lay over his legs, and sir, you hold his feet steady for me. And I'm just like, and so I've got 4 doctors lying on top of me. And he pulls out this needle. And that was 8 feet long. It gets in the bottom of my foot. And I'm just laying there. I can't move. I'm just like, what's going on? What's going on? Ah! And it just sticks the whole needle in my foot until it tapped against my kneecap, and then he pulls it back out. All because I tried to help someone not step on a nail. I was kind and stupid. That was my childhood. No, you ever picking your nose, ladies? And no, and you get your booger, and someone's doing it right now, and you flick it, right? And you flick it, and then you hear it hit something. Ooh, that's convicting. It just got real. Hi. You hear it hit something. It's like, oh my goodness, I feel so guilty. It's in this room right now. I was in the 5th grade, and I was sitting in the back of the classroom. I wasn't just on the front row, I was sitting in the back of the classroom though. I was picking my nose, and I flick a booger. And all of a sudden, this kid in front of me holds up his book, and he goes, yeah. And he goes, ew, someone just flicked a booger on my book. And I was like, ew, someone just flicked a booger on his book. I didn't do that. Goodness. No, I'm a heavy sleeper. Often I'll wake up with a really bad crick in my back, I had that happen a few weeks ago, and I left class. It was so bad. Those where you're just all day long, you just can't move it. So I go out into the lobby of the McKinsey building, and there's this guy sitting there, and I'm like, hey, buddy, can I ask you a favor? I was gonna have him pop my back. I was like, hey, man, can I ask you a favor? And he immediately drops his book and stands up and yes, what can I do? I was like, oh boy, okay. I immediately regret. I'm like, can you pop my back for me, man? It hurts really bad. He said, yes. What is pop back? What is pop back? And I was like, oh, what? Okay. Well, it's when I slowly realize I'm not going to be able to, I'm going to have to show him what it is. So I have him cross his arms, and I pop this random dude's back, and the whole time he's like, and so I set him down, and he's like, ugh. Okay, and so I turn around, across my arms, and he's like, okay. And there was no lift, there was no bend, he just goes, and just gives me a big hug from behind, and I'm like, oh, I didn't want to make him feel bad, so I'm like, oh man, that was great, dude, thanks, man, have a good night. Yeah. Anyway, how are we doing? Oh, we're good. I'm gonna end tonight with one more story. This is probably, I've told you guys a lot of embarrassing stories tonight. I pride myself on how many I have, but I'll tell you guys one more story. I was at a camp called Camp Anchorage, and they had water skiing there. Water skiing is a lot of fun if you ever get the chance. But for a young child, as I was about 11 years old, it was very hard to keep my feet out in front of me. Whenever you do it, I see some head nods in the back. I know what you're talking about. So whenever you're water skiing, you go from there we go. You're like this, right? And you're hitting the waves, and you're just like, all right, man, this is cool, all right. And you're hitting the waves and something. Well, all of a sudden, I go from this to this right here, because it knocked the feet out from under me. So now I'm just on the waves. It takes the skis bounce off the water, and so now I'm just there, just riding it out. And I look down, and normally when you look down, you want to see that your trunk laces are tied. Don't get ahead of me. You don't know what I'm gonna say. You do. And so I look down, they're not tied, they're just flapping in the wind, and I look down, so all of a sudden I'm just riding out, and I'm like, oh no. They fly off, so I'm just, and all I can think was, I'm so glad we don't believe in mixed bathing. Guys, I'm Tulsa Hudson. Thank you so much for coming. You guys are great. Thank you so much. Thanks so much.